Hi, and welcome back. In this episode, I will be talking about the book Butterfly, written by Yusra Mardini. This is a true story about courage, determination, and survival. When Yusra was a young girl, life in Syria was good. People had jobs and were getting on with their lives. Yusra's father was a swimming coach who expected his daughters to train for 2 hours a day. However, during training one day, Yusra's older sister, Sarah, injured her shoulders. This didn't heal properly, so she didn't enjoy swimming anymore. In 2011, Syrians were watching the news of the unrest in Libya, Tunisia, and Egypt, and they were saying to each other that nothing like that could ever happen in Syria. But after a while, the fighting did reach Syria. Protests spread across the country, and they were put down by gunfire and explosions. The violence soon worsened, and innocent people were killed on the streets. Soldiers were stationed at checkpoints, and families stayed indoors in the evenings. As the violence continued and houses and shops destroyed, Yusra tried to concentrate on her schoolwork and training. She became part of the Syrian national swimming team. The family moved to where they thought it would be safer. Yusra became worried that she would be killed on the way to the pool, so she stopped swimming. But when the building next to theirs was hit by a bomb, they realized that it wasn't safe in Damascus or anywhere else in Syria. Everyone got used to the war and the blackouts which lasted for hours. Even with Yusra's dad, mum, and sister all working, money was a problem because of high inflation. The family moved again to a smaller house so they could afford the rent. Many people died from mortar or rocket attacks. Young men wanted to leave Syria before they turned 18, at which age they were forced to join the army. Every day, people they knew were leaving. So one day, in 2015, Sarah and Yusra decided to leave Syria with their cousins and go to Germany. They travelled to Turkey, then went on a small rubber boat crowded with 20 people to go to the Greek islands, just like thousands of other Syrians were doing every day. 15 minutes out in the open water, the engine stopped. The waves threatened to capsize the boat. One man got in the water to try to steady the boat. Sarah and Yusra followed him in the sea. After hours in the water, the girls were cold and exhausted and had to get back on the boat. Luckily, the motor started up again, and they were able to reach land. However, their ordeal wasn't over. Getting from Greece to Germany also proved to be expensive and harrowing. People smugglers were in great demand, so they took advantage of the thousands of desperate people leaving from Syria every day. In Hungary, they bought train tickets valid for the next day. But the next day the station was closed with crowds of people protesting and riot police lining the entrances. Many days later, Sarah, Yusra, and their companions were able to get on a train heading towards Austria. But when the train stopped, they were arrested and taken away by the police. They were arrested because another passenger who thought they were going to bomb the train had got in contact with the police. Finally, they made it out of Hungary, into Austria, and then to Germany. In Germany, the sisters found a pool where they could train, but Sarah's old injury was causing her too much pain, and she had to stop swimming. Yusra's dream was to swim in the Olympics, but she knew that she had a lot of hard work to do. She was only 17, and she didn't think that she was ready for the Rio Olympic Games in 2016, but she could aim for Tokyo 2020. She was out of practice, she needed to learn German, and she was focused on getting her parents and younger sister out of danger and to safety in Germany. Read this book to find out if the family was reunited and if Yusra's dream was realized. I think you will enjoy reading this inspirational story about the horrors of living in a war-torn country and the challenges of fleeing and starting a new life elsewhere. Thanks for watching.